all pure chemical, and it's good for life, and it has a lot of other added benefits too. So I put that in my 59 Ford about a year or so ago, and now I never have to remember about flushing it.
Right.
That makes sense. Now, they make a lot of additives for cooling systems. Anti-seal leak, stop leak, heat dissipating chemical. Do you agree with mechanics in a can, or is there any product out there that you could recommend and products that you feel should not be used?
I don't have any first-hand experience with anything like the water wetter stuff actually working. I know a lot of people that have gone out and tried it. The few that have gotten back to me reported a little bit of a help. But if you've got some mechanical issue, like your engine creating too much heat, your radiator not throwing off enough heat, these things might help you a little bit, but you got to get the mechanical stuff down first.
Yeah, what water wetters use to optimize a good system, and they claim maybe a 10-degree. I've used it in the past, and I got about a 10-degree difference on a healthy system. But yeah, the other side, I mean, you can go to any auto parts store, and for years, Bill, since we're kids in Bronx,
shelves of the stuff.
Yeah, since I think they built the first store out of Twigs when Bronx was young. They you can find shelves. I know, bars leak, and what was some of the other ones that were popular?
Water pump lubricant.
Yeah. Prestone had water pump lubricant.
Yeah. Silver Seal,
of course. Oh yeah, it was a big cottage industry, and it's still out there. The stuff is still there
for anyone that doesn't want to fix
way,
the
way back, just when I started back in the late 50s, was that when you had a radiator leak, you used black pepper and an egg yolk,
right,
and you threw it into your system, and it worked.
Yeah, I prefer it on my plate with the coffee. I'd rather.
Yeah.
Back when I was a kid, one time I used oatmeal.
Right.
Yeah, and
I never heard of that one. That's good.
Yeah.
I got another question for you. They make these racing pumps, high volume water pumps. Now, is that efficient when you're using a stock radiator, or should you change to a larger tube radiator when you're going with a high-efficiency water pump?
Well, I'm not all that sold on the high-efficiency water pumps because a stock water pump will pump a lot of coolant. And then also you get into the situation of maybe pumping the coolant too fast through the radiator. If it goes through too fast, it doesn't have time to dissipate the heat. But then if, along with that, you put in a radiator, a larger capacity with bigger tubes or whatever, and you're flowing more, then, you're going to throw off a lot more heat because you have a high-capacity pump throwing coolant through a high-capacity radiator, and then it has time to throw off the heat while it's in the radiator.
Yeah, so what you're saying is you got to match the pump, the cooling system, with the engine application in order to get maximum efficiency.
Yeah, Brock, I'll tell you, I just did this in my own car last year because of my transmission. I had to change my water pump. I put a 5-speed in the car, and at highway speeds, I'm like 2,000 RPM. It's a Pontiac. It wants, it's not used to being at that low RPM, and my temperature was higher. And I said, I think the water pump isn't spinning fast enough. And there's billet pulleys you can get that are real expensive. It wasn't easy to change it from the outside. So I put a high-volume aluminum impeller, a billet impeller water pump in the car, which they claim will move more water at idle than the stock one does at 3,000 RPM. And I did see my temperature came down. It did, because now I'm spinning it slower. So again, it's matching the components to the system, and you need to either find someone who can help you with that or experiment.
Right.
You hit it right on the head. Finding someone who's knowledgeable. Because you see a lot of these guys, they read, okay, this is great, and they'll just throw one part in, not realizing, and it goes to any system, whether it's intake, exhaust, whatever the case may be, is that they don't match the system for efficiency. In a lot of cases, they do more damage than good by putting in a performance part that doesn't work with the system that they have.
Exactly.
All right, well, I'm going to run, because speaking of stuff, I'm going to work on my motorcycle.
All righty.
Putting LEDs in, so I am going to go play with that today.
Excellent.
And I just want to touch base and say, have a great weekend, guys, and thank you for the information.
Okay, Brock, thanks a lot.
Good talking to you, Brock.
Have a good day.
Take care, Bill. Bye.
All righty, we are going to take a quick break. we're of course playing the Radiators to commemorate Bill's visit here, but today is also a day in rock history. One of my, right after Joe D, my favorite bass player in the world is Mel Shacker from Grand Funk Railroad. Today is his birthday. Mel is 68 today. So let's do a little tribute to Mel Shacker, and then we'll come back with more Motormouth Radio in just about a minute.
all these birds doing here at the radio station?
They're just tweeting.
They're kind of loud.
They'll stop soon. They're about to hit 140 characters.
Huh?
Oh, that's a good one. I'm retweeting that.
Oh, no, not again.
You gotta like that.
That tweeter just tweeted all over the equipment.
Do you, or do you not, know about the bird?
Join the conversation on Twitter. Find us at 903-WHPC.
I'm not cleaning that up.
Hey, what's your big idea?
That's 903-WHPC on Twitter. From the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.
This show is brought to you by the Oak Ridge Boys, an American country and gospel quartet coming to the NYCB Theater at Westbury on Thursday, May 17th at 8 p.m. More information can be found online at thetheateratwestbury.com.
We'll be back with answers to your car questions. Give us a call at 516-572-7440. Oh, I should have said the motor mouth thing.
Oh, yeah, we're making moves on Motormouth Radio today with Bill Carberry in the studio with Tristan and Mason. Give us a call, 516-572-7440. Check us out on the web, motormouthradio.com, or any of the other social media platforms like Faccia Brutta Book, or you can get us on Twitter. We're on Instagram at real_Motormouth Radio, and see what we're up to, because we do. Joe, I know you've been posting some stuff.
Yeah.
You've been getting a high hand from the.
I've been getting a certain finger. Yeah,
yes.
it is the thumb. Yeah. Faccia Brutta Book, is that the one that comes out of Brooklyn?
That's ours. Yeah, that's the one that we subscribe to. Yeah, because we're so good looking for radio. You know.
Yeah, that's why we're on radio, guys. Because let's face it, nobody wants to be looking at our middle-aged mugs.
Speaking of that, Bill, what do you do in terms of social media for your business? I don't know. Are you involved in any degree?
I really don't do Facebook all that much.
Okay.
I should, but I generally don't have the time for it. It's something I really should get more into. I know a lot of businesses do it. I just haven't had the time to do it, and I'm not much of a Facebook guy myself.
I'm not on Facebook. Joe is, but I started using Twitter and Instagram. Instagram is cool because you can go in the shop, take a picture of something, and then just put a comment on it, and boom, send it out, and everybody gets to see it. And some guys like Ben Bright at Old Soul Speed and Custom, he uses Instagram primarily. He's thousands of pictures up there of this, and he's a custom metal shop. So you start looking, and then the problem is you start looking at his pictures, and like an hour went by. It's like when you first found the internet, and you're like, oh my word, this guy is doing some cool stuff. Great way to convey information. The other way to convey information is going to the phones, which we'll do now, and say hi. You're on with the Motor Mouths.
Hey guys, how you doing? It's Cliff.
Oh, Cliff, how are you?
What's going on, man?
Good. Faccia Brutta is very funny. I used to have a guy I work with. We used to call him Faccia Brutta.
Yeah. I'm glad we amuse you, Cliff, because that's.
You amuse me?
Yeah, exactly.
Do I amuse you like a clown, baby?
Yes. I have two things I'd like to thank. First of all, thank Bill, because I look forward to his calendar of events every year that he puts out.
You're welcome.
And I think that's great. And I think there's a lot of guys he probably doesn't know, but we're all kind of looking forward for the season to see. I know it's a lot of work you must put into get all those dates and
there's a lot of hours that goes into that. And then, of course, as soon as I put it out, people say, oh, no, this is wrong, that's wrong, or you forgot this or you forgot that. But we do the best we can.
Hey, it's great, and it helps a lot of guys, and you get to see a lot more shows you might not know about. And but I got a question. I guess it could be for all three of you. Ray, I know Paulie Windows got the 73 Vet.
Yes, beautiful car.
Quick question, great car. Everything's really nice about it. The guy that we got it from said that right prior to he put one of those I think it was like the Mallory pointless ignition.
High fire, probably.
Yeah, something like that, and the car runs great. But now, since that ignition was put in, gets a little bit of pre-ignition when you shut it off sometimes. Is that timing, or you have any suggestions? Or
did the idle come up at all?
It's a good question. I will check that.
Usually, pre-ignition is actually
too high idle.
Run on.
Yeah, typically you look at
high idle.
Yeah, high idle or timing can be a factor in it as well. You got to look at all the basics. And just systematically go through it and see what the heck is going on. I mean, back in the day, when I'm going back like in the 80s, there were a lot of run-on problems with cars. Caddies, remember, you'd shut the car off and walk away, and the car would run for another 15 minutes.
Yeah, I think I used to get that a lot when it was hot out.
Yeah.
Real hot, yeah.
Well, that's part of it.
This seems to have just only appeared after the pointless, the ignition without the points were put in. Although I think it was probably one of those module boxes.
Did you recheck the timing after you did it?
No, we bought the car like that, so we're going to start getting into it. I just figured I'd give you a call and see what your thoughts were. It seems like it didn't have it prior to that.
What I found is I did a Petronics in a GTO this past fall, and the timing actually bumped up a couple 3 degrees. I mean, I did not even touch the distributor as far as moving it.
Yeah.
I mean, just installing it. Maybe it's the physical position of the of the pickup on the breaker plate. You know what I mean? But I picked up about 4 degrees, which is, enough to maybe bump up the idle a couple of hundred RPM.
Oh, yeah.
Not a couple of hundred necessarily,
No.
but enough to cause stuff like this. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The other thing I was going to say, Cliff, is the manufacturer. They offer great resources, and what I found is the customer service areas have gotten much better. Thank you, Joe. In all areas in the last number of years. So contact Mallory and say, hey, bought this car, this is the condition. They may have an FAQ on their site that you could look at and see if they have, start with the, you could do that as well.
The source.
Yeah.
Great. I was figuring maybe go to the timing first, and then if timing's good, maybe lower the idle down a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Check the timing.
Cars a stick, so you can probably get away with a little bit lower idle anyway.
What year is this thing?
It's a 73, basically stock. I don't know what they call it, the L48. I don't know. Was it L48 and 73? I'm not even sure.
The 48 was the base model, and the 82 was
the base model, but it's a stick, so I guess you could probably get away with it.
Does it have a fast idle solenoid? A lot of those cars had a fast idle solenoid because they idle them so low. And when you shut the car off, that thing used to just drop back and shut the throttle a little more.
Okay.
Is that functional? Or, again, is that, you might have to put the timing, the timing and the idle right on the money.
Got you.
Yeah. Also, make sure you got good premium gas in there, too. Just the octane of gas can do it.
Okie doke.
Right.
We'll go for those 3 first, and like I said, I'll look even at Mallory's site.
And report back and let us know how that goes, Cliff.
We'll let you know. Thank you, fellas. And again, thank you for that calendar.
You're welcome.
All right.
All right, Cliff. We'll catch you soon. Thanks. All right. Hey, speaking of carburetors, I learned something. I've been rebuilding carburetors for, 45 years, and I just learned something. I was reading, a friend gave me we swap magazines, and some of them are old, some of them are from the 80s, some are from the... I went to Brooklyn and picked up 1,000 magazines out of the 70s 2 weeks ago. But I'm looking at an old Corvette magazine, and it was from the, I guess, 79, and they did a whole thing on rebuilding the WCFB carburetors that were on the dual quads on the early Corvettes, right? Mm-hmm. I have one of those, in the family on a car. It's on the white Nomad has the WCFB, and it's heavy. And I knew it was a Weber, and I never really knew exactly what the letters stood for. And in this article, they said it stands for Weber Cast Base 4-Barrel, WCFB. I was like, son of a biscuit, look at that. No one, just so simple.
That's like the AFB, aluminum 4-barrel.
Aluminum 4-barrel. And AVS is an air valve secondary. Some of the acronyms make sense, but until you know it, you don't know it. So, so there you go.
See, now Quadrajet. Now I would expect to see some type of turbine sticking out of that thing, but no.
Yeah, well, 4 power. Yeah, let's go back to the phones, Bill. You're lighting them up. Let's see who's on the line. We'll say hi. You know with the motor mouths.
Hello, Professor Ray. Hello, Joey D. Hello, guests. This is Howie. How you guys doing?
It's the big man.
Hey,
what's up, Howie?
Thank you. How you guys doing?
Well, we're here. How bad could it be?
Right.
What you up to?
You're in your element.
Yeah.
Well, we're doing the radio. We do this every week, so this is our element. Yeah, except we're not in a Honda. We're not, if that's what you mean. No, we're not driving around in a boxy Honda thing. But
tell us what. Not that bad. I got a friend of mine that has one.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Well, what's up? What's up, Howie?
Well, I was planning on going to the Bald Hill show, but I recently twisted my knee, so I'm kind of resting it right now.
Oh, okay.
You gimping? You got a cane? You got crutches? What you got?
I got nothing so far, but man, at work I got an MRI machine that I might be testing on Monday.
I'm sure it works. You could have also gone to the Long Island Mopars event today. Rich sent out an email, and it kicked off at 11 a.m. They're doing it already. They're in full swing at the Hot Rod Burger King in Bethpage. So, yeah, that was...
What's your town?